Rightio. Hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing well on this Sunday afternoon. 1:52 p.m. in the afternoon here. We're going to review England versus Tonga from last night. Obviously England going up and winning the series. They have secured the series. They now lead 2-0 and they'll be looking for a sweep next week if they can make it 3-0 against Tonga. So, we'll get into the review in just a moment. We'll see who comes on here first. Not expecting the biggest crowd at the moment. I know it's only 1:52 in the afternoon. I didn't even notify anyone on Instagram. I sort of just went live. But yeah, England 14 points to 4 over Tonga. England have won, and they have won the series against Tonga. So England have just proved that they're better. Proved that they're better than Tonga. Josh Rabbitohs 2023. Hello. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Alright. Let's get into it. Let's get into the review. Now, I was going to do it last night, but the problem was my review would have been 2:30 a.m. and I would have woken up everyone in my household, and I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to wake up the whole house late last night, so I thought I'd wait till this afternoon and get it done. Hey, I'm well, Josh. Thanks for asking, bro. I'm good. Alright, I am tired though, I will admit it. I did stay up late. I did watch the I watched the Premier League game. I watched the Chelsea game, I should say. I watched England versus Tonga. Then I watched a bit of the other Premier League game, Wolves and Newcastle. So I won't lie, I am feeling a bit tired today, but that's all right. Let's get into the game, shall we? England 14, Tonga 4. England obviously too good for Tonga. This game was played at the John Smith Stadium out at Huddersfield there. I can't remember what the exact crowd was, but it didn't look great on TV. To be honest with you, the crowd, it was shit conditions. They did lie the weather. They said it was good weather. What a load of crap. What a load of crap. The weather was pretty shit. Now, yeah, it was a weird old game, England versus Tonga. It was a weird old game. It was quite back and forth for a while. It was a grind. Well, let's get into it, shall we? So, Felice Kafusi, he put on a late hit there on, I think it was Mikey Lewis or Harry Smith. It's one of the halves. Anyway, England got down the other end and they were in possession for the first try of the game there. And England found some points. They went down that right-hand side and Matty Ashton ended up scoring the first try of the game on the right wing there in the corner. Matty Ashton with a very good start to his rep football career. So Matty Ashton scored first. England go to 6-0 after 7 minutes. Very good start for England. They looked very good early on. There were a few errors from both sides after that. Mikey Lewis made an error, and then Toby King, and then, how about this on Tonga? 20th minute, Kohler went through a gap, and then he was away, and he dropped the ball. The ball come out. Very unlucky there. If Kohler doesn't drop that ball, I reckon he probably goes through and scores, to be honest. So that was unfortunate. And then England got a penalty because there was a strip from Tyson Frizzell, which led to a penalty goal from England, which got them up to an 8-0 lead. After 25 minutes, England were up 8 points to 0, and they deserved the 8 points to 0 lead. Anyway, and then right before half time, England go down that right-hand side once again, and Mikey Lewis puts in a very nice scrubber kick for Matty Ashton once again. And Matty Ashton, he did well to ground the ball too. It was a very good battle between him and Hopewade. He did well to get there, Matty Ashton. He scored in the corner. England go to 12-0. England looking the much better team. We get to half time, and England lead the game at 12-0. And I thought to myself, I thought England were way on top. I thought they were the much better team by a very long way. Honestly, with it only being 12-0 at half time in favour of England, I thought, they were the better team by, 18 to 20 points. I thought they were a lot better than Tonga. Hello to Hosea in the chat as well. Hope you're well, mate. Hello to Will as well. You're surprised Tonga aren't beating England? Bro, I'm not. I knew England would win this series, but, it is what it is. So, I thought England were very dominant with the ball. 12-0 was a pretty surprising scoreline, considering I thought England were much more dominant than what 12-0 was saying. And then second half begins. Both sides make a few errors. Again, the conditions weren't great over there, but you can see it obviously suited England. And there were a fefew errors on both sides in this game. And then there was a penalty to England. I think it might have been Havili or it might have been Eli Katal. One of them gave away a penalty. And Harry Smith took another penalty goal. Sorry, guys. Again, I am tired. I had a late night. Very late night last night. A lot of sport on, I tell you. England go to 14-0. And England were all over them. 14-0 was very good for the Pommies, but again, it probably should have been more. And then it took Tonga 55 minutes to find the try, and they did. They went down the left-hand side there, and a 3-on-2 situation. I think Lolly here might have thrown the ball, or Hopawade, one of them threw it. And young Kohler from Manly, who was playing fullback, and then he was playing on the wing, then he was all over the place. He ended up scoring in the corner for Tonga, and it was 14 points to 4 England at that point, with still 25 to go. A long time for Tonga. A long time for them. They could still come back. But every time they had a chance, they would blow it. Their attack was just poor, Tonga. And I guess the problem with Tonga is, again, it's the same thing that we say about Samoa in their Pacific Championship run when they played Australia and New Zealand. They just don't have the spine. Tonga should have had Kohler play fullback the whole series. Tuilagi here, again, very good player, but he's getting older. They need to find someone else. Isaiah Katoa, good, but still young and learning his craft. And Havili at hooker, I shake my head at it. I really do. I shake my head at it. So, yeah, 14-4. I thought England were going to score again, but a couple of errors and whatnot, and Tonga had one more chance to potentially score a late try, make it a grandstand finish, but just poor errors and poor attack and just everything in general just wasn't working for them. And the final score ends up being England 14, Tonga 4. England have wrapped up the series. Now, they do play each other again next week out at Leeds at Headingley. Now, some say it's a dead rubber, some say who cares. But you know what? England would love to win 3-0 against Tonga. And Tonga, well, they don't want to lose 3-0. They travelled all the way over there, and majority of Tonga's team is made up of NRL players, so they have been really disappointing, Tonga. And you know what? I'm going to say something right here as well. Now, I'm not looking for I'm not looking for a war with anybody, but have a look at the amount of players that Tonga have that don't play in the NRL. And you look at England. England don't have a lot of NRL players, yet England have destroyed Tonga in both their games. Well, the first game was a cracker. This game was England won. They were very dominant, but they only won by 10 in the end. I honestly think, people always talk about, the Super League players, the English players, they're not as good as the NRL players, blah, blah, blah. Now, that may be the case on some of the occasion, but if you go through these teams and you look at positions and you look at everything like that, you'd be surprised on how good England actually are. Like, the Super League gets bagged all the time, and I think it's really unfair. The Super League gets bashed all the time. It shits me off. You guys know how much I love the Super League and how much I enjoyed the Super League, and I watch a lot of the games over there. I watch all the ones that are on Fox over here, and next year the Super League has got every game on Fox as well, so that's going to be great. But the disrespect that England always get is ridiculous, and Tonga a bit disappointing. I mean, let me go through Tonga here. Let me name the amount of players that aren't in the NRL. So Hopewade, that's 1. Lola here's not in the NRL, that's 2. Who else we got here? Dion Tapawa, I don't know who that is. So that's 3. So out of Tonga's entire fucking team, out of their entire 17, only 2 players are not in the NRL. And that is Tui Lola here and Hopewade. The rest of them are in the NRL. 2 players in the NRL, Penasini, Suli, Kola, Katoa, Vanilla Blake, Harvili, Totola, Frizzell, Ola Kawatu, Kafusi, Fodawaka, Kalamatangi, and Eli Katoa. All of them are quality NRL representative players. So, the fact that, you know, they can't beat a so-called bad division is just bullshit, man. England have quality. Now, let me go through England's team and name how many NRL players England have. So they had Tom Burgess, John Bateman, Elliot Whitehead, Victor Radley. England only had 4 NRL players. 4 NRL players. Yet Tonga have everyone who's an NRL player except for 2 players. So, yeah, no. People talk about it, you know, the NRL up here, Super League down here. Well, that might be the case, but you gotta say the Super League and their English players, they are lowering that gap. This is a very good example of that. Look at all the England players. A lot of them are quality, and I've known that for a long time because I watched the fucking Super League. But if you were to tell me that England would dominate this series like the way they have, I would have said you're off your rocket, man. Like, Tonga have definitely been disappointing and they've definitely been underwhelming. But England, on the back of Jack Wellesby, have just been outstanding. And look, I know they won 22-18, so that was a very good game. But 14-4 last night may be a close game, a 10-point margin. But let's be real, England would much fucking ahead. They would never in doubt lose last night. They were never pushed. They were very good. Now, I saw a comment here before that I want to get to. Who's more disappointing, Tonga or Samoa? Well, I'd have to say Samoa because they were beaten by 50 by New Zealand and 40 against Australia. Tonga, they lost by 4 points against England last week in a good game, and last week I should say, and obviously last night's game was a 10-point margin, but England were a lot better by a long way. You got to remember as well, there was no Tamalolo for Tonga, but in saying that, England, they never had George Williams. He was suspended. George Williams can play next week. There's players out, you know, no Dominic Young for England, no Herbie Farnworth for England. Yet everyone that's come in has done the job. So England's depth is getting better, and as a nation, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I want to see England play Australia. Now, Australia, for me, probably win that series, and they probably beat England, but I don't think the gap and the margin would be that bad. I think it would be very close. This Tonga team, it may not be the exact team that beat Australia a few years ago, but Tonga have beaten Australia. Samoa have pushed Australia in the past. New Zealand, they were in the game with Australia last night for a lot of the time, and obviously they fell away the last 10 minutes. Australia were too good, but we needed Australia versus England to happen very soon, because I think with the development of some of these English players, I think we will get a very good game. Apparently that's going to happen in 2025, but we'll see. But as for last night, England were too good. We'll go through some of the players who I thought stood out. I thought Jack Wellesby once again was terrific. Thought Matty Ashton had a great game on debut. Newman and King were good defensively. Mikey Lewis, very dangerous with his running game. Harry Smith was good. Thought Matty Lees was outstanding last night. Thought John Bateman was good. I thought Victor Radley had a strong game. Thought Mike McMeekin was very solid as well. And yeah, very good stuff. Completion rate last night, England's was 75%. Tonga's was 71%. England had more possession at 53%. Let's have a look at some of the other stats here. England missed more tackles too, believe it or not. 33 tackles. Tonga only missed 26. 11 errors each. 6 against, 4 all. 5-7 penalty count. So, yeah. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Also, on to some of the player stuff. Matty Lees made 39 fucking tackles last night. Chris Hill had a good game with the bench, 237 metres. Yeah, very good stuff. Very good to see. It was a very, very interesting game of football. But in the end, England just too good for Tonga. My player of the game. Was it fun to watch, Nick? I was sleeping for the rugby. I still think the first game was a lot better than this one, Hosea. I think the first game had a bit more unpredictability to it. This game was, it was all right, but I don't think England were ever threatened. My player of the game last night, look, it's tough to pick because a lot of them were very good, and I don't even know who got player of the game on the coverage because they cut it off so quick, but my player of the game last night, I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go with Matty Lees in the front row. I thought he was very good for the Pommies last night. I thought he was good for England. So, yeah, I'm going to give Matty Lees the player of the game. Anyway, guys, before I go, I just want to give another quick shout out to NRL Lids. If you guys want a NRL cap, you can get an NRL cap on the NRL Lids website. All you have to do is just put in the discount code NFA and you'll get 10% off. Save yourself a bit of money. So NRL Lids guys would really appreciate that. But yeah, guys, that will conclude the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys later on this afternoon for the Fiji vs Papua New Guinea review. Hopefully that's a fucking good game. Yeah, I will. I'll put a link in it right now because I did this off my phone. But anyway, guys, have a good one. See you guys in the next one.